Hey everyone, and welcome back to yet another video. Today I'm going to be discussing and giving my 2 cents regarding the age-old question in the sim racing community, VR or triple monitors. Before I get started comparing the two, I want to talk a little bit about my experience with them. Unlike many people arguing about this on the internet, yes, I have used both of them for substantial periods of time, exclusively for sim racing. To keep this video concise and to the point, I will divide this video into different sections: comfort, immersion, in-game performance, price, other important factors to keep in mind, and finally 6, my final recommendation. There may or may not be timestamps in the description depending on how motivated I feel when I go to upload this video. And just one more thing, keep in mind that these are solely my opinions. I am comparing these solely based off my experience with them and nothing else. Obviously no one is paying me to say anything, I have like 100 subscribers. With that being said, grab a snack, sit back and relax, and let's get into it. One of the main reasons many people are against a VR headset is because they are uncomfortable having something heavy on their face and strapped across their head. Let me just start off by saying that this has not affected me in the slightest. For starters, I'm only talking about my headset, which is the HTC Vive Pro, and it weighs about 1.77 pounds. I can't say anything regarding other headsets, but I'm pretty sure they all pretty much weigh the same. I feel like many of the people who are against a VR have never actually used one. Once it's properly strapped on, you barely really notice it. You're so immersed in the game that anything else happening in the real world is so irrelevant. So no, the weight of the headset on your head has really no effect. Moving on to the biggest factor regarding the comfort, the strain on your eyes. I'm not going to deny or sugarcoat it in any way, your eyes inside a VR headset definitely get tired after a period of time. For me, that period of time was after 30 to 45 minutes. Inside the headset, you're so focused on hitting the apexes and focus on the cars in front, or in my case always behind, that's a joke, that your eyes definitely get worn out, especially considering you have a screen the size of your phone right on your eyeballs. In terms of the long-term medical effects this has on your vision, I have no clue and I'm in no position to speak of that. I'm still young and have perfect vision, but who knows, maybe I'll be legally blind in a few years from playing so much VR. Now, what about triple monitors? The strain on my eyes in front of 3 monitors is significantly lowered. This could be due to the fact that I'm less immersed and not so focused, or maybe that I'm not 2 inches away from them. But there are a few factors that impact this. If I have the lights in my room on, my monitor brightness doesn't affect me as much, but if I'm playing in the dark, it definitely begins to hurt after about 40 minutes. Again, comfort is subjective. Some people will be affected more than others, but if I had to decide which one is more comfortable, I would say triple monitors. There's not much to say here, to be honest. Everyone knows VR is more immersive than monitors. Hell, that's pretty much the whole point of them. In terms of resolution, many people are against VR due to the pixels you might be able to see in some of them. I don't know how bad of a problem this is for cheaper headsets, but I use the Vive Pro and I can't really see any pixels unless I shift 100% of my attention on any specific point. Apart from that, it literally feels like you're inside the car. Obviously, some games are more immersive than others. In my opinion, Project Cars 2 is the best VR sim racing game solely due to the game's insane graphics. It's also optimized for VR, which allows you to not need a keyboard or mouse, just start the game and go. Triple monitors are somewhat immersive, but you always know you're playing on a rig. It never truly feels like you're inside the car. Again, I'm only speaking for myself, but I'm pretty sure most will agree. Immersion definitely goes to VR, although you have to keep in mind that some games are more immersive than others. By in-game performance, I mean how quick you are on the track, not how well your PC can handle it. If you're looking for triples or VR, you probably have a PC capable of handling either of them. If not, then I guess you just really like watching my videos. Doubt it though. Again, let me reiterate that these are just from my experiences only. Some people may be quicker in VR and others may be quicker in monitors. More than anything, this really just depends on which one you've practiced more on. I'm just gonna go ahead and say it, but I've been quicker on VR. In VR, I always have a better sense of the car and the track around me, and I've always felt more comfortable hitting the apexes. Keep in mind that I have used VR slightly longer than I have been using triples. Practice really does make perfect though, so there can't be a concise winner for this category. I'm currently quicker on VR, but that's probably because I've used it longer than triples, so no clear winner in this category. The only real winner here is me because I managed to stretch this video out longer than it had to, and here you are watching it. But now that I'm realizing it, I have to edit this section, so I guess there really is no winner after all. Ah yes, price. How could I not talk about price? It's hard to comment on this section because it varies tremendously depending on what you're going for. I'm just going to go ahead and say it, for the most part, if you're on a relatively lower budget, you'd probably be better off with monitors. The only reason I'm saying this is because I've heard that cheaper VR headsets, those around $300 to $500, aren't the best in terms of image quality. I can't comment on this really because I've never tried them out, but this is just something to keep in mind. To further complicate things regarding pricing, the monitors you choose will also heavily impact the price. If you go with a 60Hz, you will spend significantly less than 144Hz. Same with other factors like screen size, resolution, and whether or not it has a curve or not. This is my video, so for the sake of things, I'm just going to talk about the prices for me. I bought 3 relatively generic 27-inch curved Samsung monitors from Walmart, all 60Hz. I paid $160 for each of them, and so if you multiply that by 3, hold on, let me go get my calculator, you end up with $480. With taxes, let's just say $520. This is probably on the lower end of the spectrum for monitor prices. I imagine that most people will spend lots more for triples, but I'm sure it's also possible to go lower. That's a topic for another day. The price of my headset, which is for the millionth time a Vive Pro, varies depending on where you buy it from, but generally, with the headset and the controllers and the base stations included, you can spend around $800 to $1,200 for this headset specifically. So obviously the monitors were cheaper for me by a pretty drastic amount, but if you decide you want 144Hz monitor and a higher resolution, it will probably be around the same, give or take. Again, this category is numbingly complex due to all the variables. For me, however, the monitors were cheaper. This script has taken so long to write out this far, so I'm just going to throw these out here without being super specific. Leave a comment if you have any questions and I'll make sure to respond. Okay, number 1. Playing with monitors is more casual and chill. You sit down, you turn on the game, and you can relax, look at your phone occasionally, and overall it's just more relaxing. With a VR headset, you're glued to the screen and your entire focus is on that. Number 2, if you get monitors, you need to figure out how you're going to mount them. Will they be on a desk? Will you have a monitor stand? Will they be wall mounted? These are all things to consider, which will also impact the price. Number 3, triple monitors will make your setup look super cool. This thing looks like a battle station and it doesn't look nearly as cool with a single monitor or just a VR, period. Number 4, don't forget about the size of the monitor bezels. Very thick monitors will not look as cool or be as immersive as those with smaller bezels. Number 5, all racing games are compatible for monitors, but not all will have VR support. With that in mind, there are still various great options that you can play with VR. ACC, AC, Project Cars 2, and Dirt Rally 2, to name a few, are compatible with VR, and in the future, even more games will have VR compatibility. Number 6, triple monitors take up a significant amount of physical space, whereas VR does not. Is your room, your house, your apartment, your cardboard box, or wherever you want to have your setup big enough? Number 7, take into consideration what you want to do as a sim racer. Do you want to escape from the world and have some fun for 30 minutes to an hour a day? Go VR. Do you want to make a career out of sim racing and have multiple hour sessions? Monitors are probably best for you. Again, it all depends on you and your needs. And this leads me to my conclusion. Neither of these are necessarily better overall. It really just depends on what you want to get out of them. I started with VR and I moved to triples only because sometimes I wanted to play without having a screen right in front of my eyes. Now that I have both options, I find myself using monitors more just due to the fact that it's overall more convenient for me. I like making videos and recording my footage, and it's quite a hassle with VR. If you really want to have a defined answer, I would recommend monitors, but at the end of the day, it really just comes up to you and your personal preference and your situation. The end. As always, thank you all for watching. This video took hours to make, and hitting the like button takes about 3.46 seconds from the time you decide to like it to the time it takes for you to move your cursor over to the like button and click it. This also depends on whether or not you're signed into a Google account and whether or not you have a high refresh rate monitor. Your age and experience on YouTube will also have an impact on your ability to locate and quickly access the like button, so keep that in mind. I've been rambling so much, so you might as well just hit the dislike button. That's a joke, please don't. Again, thank you all for watching. I hope it brought value to you. Take care, stay safe, and have a fantastic rest of your day.